Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our weekly climate dispatch. I'm Johanna Miller with the Vermont Natural Resources Council, joined by my colleague Lauren Hurl, Vermont Conservation Voters, and our colleague and ally, Ben Edgerly Walsh of VPIRG. And we are here with you for our weekly dispatch. The legislature has adjourned. We are turning towards summer, and we wanted to give you a brief update. When we were here with you last week, the legislature hadn't quite adjourned, but they wrapped up their work on Friday, and they did pass the must-pass budget bill. And we wanted to just give you a reminder of all of the good results of that hard work over the session, which includes a $250 million investment in and commitment to climate action. Ben is going to get into a little bit of that really exciting detail. The budget has still not yet been signed by the governor. All signals are that he will sign the budget and that will move into law, and the significant investments in climate action and other important environmental and other investments will move forward and move into the communities and into Vermonters' lives to really help our state. So it's really exciting, and it's really exciting to share with you this update. We'll keep you abreast of any changes, but this is really a celebratory moment, the result of a lot of hard work of a lot of different people, our legislators, and you. So I'm going to turn it over to Ben, and just to give an overview of the climate investments in particular, and then Lauren will wrap us up with a little bit more information and what you can do from here on out, which includes enjoying a long Memorial Day weekend and the sun and summertime. So Ben, tell us a little bit more about what's in the climate package.
Thanks, Joey. So I'm going to get into a little bit of the detail on what we call direct appropriations that were in the budget, the money that's actually being sent to good programs in the coming weeks and months. And then Lauren's going to get into some of the bigger commitments that the legislature also made over the next several years worth of budgets, which is a new thing that we saw in this year's budget, and is incredibly exciting in addition to the sort of nitty-gritty stuff that happened already or is happening already. I'm not going to get into every dime that they put towards climate action. There was about 50 million. It depends on sort of exactly what how you define climate action, but it's a big investment. Right off the top, about $23 million for weatherization. That includes a big commitment to low-income weatherization over and above what is already dedicated to that program every year. That's a program that allows low-income Vermonters to get their homes weatherized for free by the community action agencies. We've always been big supporters and love to see this kind of a increase in that investment Vermont's making. There are also going to be investments in workforce development, workforce training for weatherization, and other programs for both financing and incentives for all Vermonters to reduce their energy bills by weatherizing their homes. In addition to that, we see $10 million for a new affordable community scale renewable energy program that is still being developed, but it looks like it's going to make it easier for low and moderate income Vermonters to go solar, hopefully to install advanced wood heating systems as well. So we're definitely going to be following the development of that program, but it is certainly going to be a big step in the right direction in terms of lower and moderate income Vermonters, and possibly Vermont communities as well, being part of this clean energy transition. Another $5 million on top of that to the Clean Energy Development Fund for that independent board to make further investments in climate and climate equity. So again, that's a place that we're going to be engaging as they do their work to figure out exactly where those dollars are going to make the biggest impact in the near term. And then there are a couple of places where there were really investments in people power on the ground. $1.5 million is going to the community action agencies to hire financial counselors. Hi there, Gabriel. That are really intended to help individual Vermonters make ends meet, figure out their finances while they are cutting their climate pollution, cutting their fossil fuel use, Those kinds of one-on-one conversations are so important as we help everyone in Vermont figure out how to be part of this transition and save money at the same time. And then lastly, I wanted to highlight $1 million going to the regional planning commissions, again, to hire staff, to hire people to do this work. And in that case, that would go towards staff that are going to be working with municipalities around the state. And they will be working on implementing those municipalities' clean energy plans and really investing in climate action at the local level. That's something that many municipalities are doing, but a lot of smaller municipalities around the state just don't have the sort of in-house staff with the expertise on these issues, and so this is going to kind of level the playing field around the state, and is something that we love to see more investment in the future. So again, that's just some of the highlights. There's more detail in there, and we will be sharing a link to VPIRG's website, and I know VNRC and VCB have a lot of good detail on their websites as well, if you're interested in getting into more of the kind of nitty-gritty of what's happening on climate. But in addition to what's going on right now, there are big commitments going forward. So Lauren, if you want to take it away and tell people what's up with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ben. So, we really saw this historic investment in climate action that Ben and Joey were just describing, and the federal funding that came in, both the American Rescue Plan Act, stimulus dollars, the previous COVID relief funds, and just the money that's come into the state through stimulus have really made our state budget have more money than we've ever seen. And it allowed them to make commitments to a lot of longstanding issues, in addition to this $250 million commitment for climate investments over the next 3 years. So that includes, for example, a $250 million commitment for housing issues. So that will address a lot of affordable housing and other issues. And for a lot of these, we're looking at ways that we can ensure that those kinds of investments are also climate smart investments. So more to come on that. There's also $250 million for broadband development, another issue, all of these tied into our climate and environment, as well as, direct benefits and essential to Vermonters' lives these days. And there was also a $225 million commitment for clean water initiatives. So another big priority of many of ours. And within all of this, there were unprecedented investments in programs that support our downtowns and villages, working lands, parks, natural areas. As Ben said, we've got up on both the VNRC and VCB websites. We have a little bit more detail in our latest news post about what some of those specific investments are, but it really gives us exciting opportunity to do the kind of work that we've been talking about of rebuilding our state in ways that are going to set us up better to be healthier and more resilient to the future challenges that we all know are coming. So it's exciting to see this kind of commitment and the attention to this kind of forward-looking approach to these issues. So we always like to wrap these up with a call to action. Again, the budget with all of these commitments passed unanimously. If you haven't yet, it would be great to take a moment to contact your legislators and thank them for putting this really significant investment in climate action, and knowing that you care and that is something that we're going to need to really focus on in the coming years. It's also, as the wrap of the session, we hope that you all will take some time, enjoy the holiday weekend we have coming up. We're heading into summer. We will start doing these updates, a little more sporadically. We'll try to keep you updated. There's going to be a ton going on this summer with the Climate Council, working on our state's climate action plan. We've got the comprehensive energy plan underway. So there will be no shortage of opportunities to update you on climate action, but we'll probably look for opportunities when there's, important decision-making or engagement opportunities and all of that, as opposed to our weekly Fridays. So just stay tuned, and we'll keep sending you out messages to let you know when there's an update to check out. But again, thanks for staying tuned all session long. It's really exciting. Hope you'll take some time to celebrate, share your gratitude, and enjoy. And thank you, Joey and Ben, for all you've done. You guys are really incredible advocates, and we wouldn't be here without you, alongside the amazing network of folks that have gotten us this far. So thanks all. Take care.